Welcome back to the Midnight Who Show, and today we're going to be reviewing Titans Season 1 and 2 before the third season premieres on August 12th on HBO Max. Now, this is an okay show. I definitely don't think it's the worst show ever made. I think the problem with it is it doesn't feel like a Titans show. And they're now kind of going to a Batman route, it seems like, in Season 3, which, that's kind of what they try to do. It seems like it's either a Nightwing show or a Batman show is what they really want to do. Speaking of that, let's talk about Nightwing. So when we meet Dick Grayson in the show, he's kind of still wearing the Robin costume, trying to distance himself from Bruce Wayne and all that. And I think one of the biggest problems is that they dragged that out too much. 2 whole seasons for him to become Nightwing. And I think it took way too long to get to that point when it could have just taken 1 season. And I think that's a big negative I have. But I will say, I think the journey was good, but it could have been a lot shorter. Because, you kind of see what Robin made him become, and I think that was a really good exploration. But I will say, the actor they picked to play Dick Grayson is a phenomenal choice, as is most of the casting on the show. I think they do a really good job. They do a really good job portraying the Titans characters, which I think is a really good positive. Let's talk about costumes, which I think leads into one of my biggest things with the show, is that it's just a mixed bag of a show. Some of the costumes are phenomenal. Like the Nightwing costume and the Wonder Girl costume and Hawk and Dove and all those costumes, they're really good. But then the other costumes are, really? That's what they chose? Really? Like Starfire, at least in Season 3, it looks like it's an improvement. But like Beast Boy, Raven, they're just not great costumes. So it's kind of a weird thing that they did. But the Robin costume is phenomenal. Now let's talk about one of the interesting things, I think, in Season 2 is that they introduced Bruce Wayne. Now this is an older Bruce Wayne, and I think the actor does a really good job to me portraying Bruce Wayne, but I'm still having a hard time imagining him as Batman. It's like, he just doesn't seem like Batman anymore. It seems like a person who would not have been Batman for a few years, and seems more like a Batman Beyond type of situation going on, which I think is really weird to me. But Season 1 focused on Raven a lot, and, who she is, and, Trigon. And that was a pretty good story. I think it definitely was well-paced throughout the season. But I remember watching it the very first time, and that episode 11, which I thought was really good, in this alternate kind of world that Trigon created to, make Dick Grayson go to the dark side and let out all that. It was a pretty decent finale, but it's like, you definitely really wanted to see that conclusion. Season 2, I think, was a huge improvement. They're definitely trying to make it more like a team, which I think was needed. But by the other half of the season, it kind of just fell flat for me. But I will say, the Deathstroke fight scenes were phenomenal. I really enjoyed them. They're really good, and I really like the actor they picked to play Deathstroke. But the problem came more toward that second half. And, look what they did with Donna Troy. The death, even though we know she's coming back, that death in that episode, the finale, episode 13, was like, really? Really? You did that? I can't believe that. It was just kind of ridiculous, honestly. But the fight scenes in the finale were really cool. But yeah, I think Titans is definitely, it's trying to be that edgy CW show. And it doesn't always work. It's like, they always, I think, are close to really working. Like, I think I see the characters that they're definitely, I think these are great. Like, Superboy in Season 2. Phenomenal. I felt that was really good. So I think they're really getting good with these characters. Like, who these Titans characters are. But they're not making me feel like this is Titans. Like, they're supposed to be a team. And I really hope Season 3 nails that. Because right now, I still feel like it's not quite there. So yeah, Titans, the first 2 seasons, are definitely a show. I think, there's some really good stories within these first 2 seasons. But I think there's a lot of pacing problems and sometimes character development. I think that's a big fault of the show. And I really hope that the next season, Season 3, can really fix some of these. And not be too not. I really hope it's better. I hope it's an improvement. I really do. So if you've watched the first 2 seasons of Titans, let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, everyone.